Hey everyone, Trigger Bar Philosopher here, coming back at you with another new gun review. This time I'm going to be taking a look at the M&P 5.7. This is a new offering from Smith & Wesson. It is chambered in 5.7 by 28, has a really interesting design. So the barrel is a rotating piston fired barrel, which is pretty unique. So what we have, to my knowledge, four sort of primary handguns that are on the market today, chambered in caliber 5.7 by 28. We have the F&H, FN Herstal brand 5.7 by 28 pistol. We have the Ruger 5.7. We have the PSA Rock in 5.7, and now we have the M&P 5.7. Three of the guns are hammer-fired guns, which are the F&H, the Ruger, and the M&P, but the M&P throws in the twist of it that it is a piston fired gun. Sorry, it is a gas piston fired or action. And the PSA Rock is unique because it is a striker fired gun. The others are hammer fired with more of the traditional Browning type systems. And so let's take a look at what we have today. So just for comparison, I have both guns out. I have my PSA Rock in 5.7 with some grip stickers on it from Handle It Grips. I have a magazine with a magazine extension on it from I can't remember where I got that from, but this is the PSA Rock, and now I have the new Smith & Wesson. When I get back to my tabletop review, I'll show you the rotating barrel. It's quite a unique system, and I'll also show you some other features. But let's get to shooting it today. It comes with two 22-round magazines. This one is loaded up with 22 rounds in it. And I have some just regular standard Federal American Eagle. I'm going to have my lab radar out today so we can see if these two barrels, which they are supposed to be slightly different sizes. I believe the Rock is just a little bit longer. It's a 5.2-inch barrel, and the M&P 5.7 is a 5-inch barrel. Let's see if that makes a difference. Let's see if the lockup is any different in that chambering causes, us to get a little bit different velocities out of the two out of the two guns. So let's get going. All right, let's make sure the lab radar is set up and ready to take some things. Again, this American Eagle 40 grain in my testing so far on the PSA Rock is not a great round, but it's a round that you can find for about 60 cents a round, which is pretty good. Okay, let's load up the mag, see how it does. First shots, here we go. It says it's an error. Let's just reset it. Sometimes it is a little bit tricky acquiring the 5.7 rounds, especially for some reason these ones, because they're not quite going fast enough to show up on my velocity. So the lab radar has velocity ratings for pistol, archery, and rifle. The 5.7 round is sort of right in between all those. And especially these lower ones that are around 1,800 feet per second. When I start shooting my hotter ammo, it seems to pick that up a little bit better when it gets to 2,000, 2,100. So let's just try this a little bit. I may have to stand a little funky as I'm shooting this, but let's see how it goes. I would say my first reactions in shooting this is a lot flatter, less recoil shooting gun than my PSA Rock. We have one. Ooh, what the heck is going on? So we did not load around. I'm not sure if you saw that. As I shook the magazine, some of the rounds came out. Looks like we have a little bit of a spring issue with it. Maybe it's something that needs to work its way in. And I only brought one of the mags today, so we're gonna have to do all our testing with one mag. But let's just keep going and firing it. It looks to be that the springs are back up, so let's take those two rounds out and see if we have any other issues as we go through with more testing. can't pick up the projectile for some reason. Try and get maybe a little bit in front of it. You know what I'm also going to do? I'm going to pause here and I'm going to move the target a little bit further down range. Okay, let's continue testing. I moved the target down to maybe 15 yards. And, you know, sometimes the lab radar is a little sensitive, and made sure it's looking right or spotted in the right direction. Let's take a look again. Cannot pick up the projectile. Let's see if I can go a little bit in front. Can't acquire the projectile. Go a little bit behind it. Again, very flat shooting. Very, very flat shooting. Let me go a little bit to the side. Nothing there. Very flat shooting. Let's just give up on the lab radar at this point. Whew. Okay, so outside of those couple of hiccups, again, maybe that's mag wear in. Let's load this up. It is very hard to load this magazine full up to the brim. It takes a lot of effort to push that in. I'm so far really liking this piston fired, gas piston operated gun. It is hammer fired, but it seems to take out even what little recoil there is of the 5.7, which is amazing. Let's do another magazine load, and then we will do one load with this, and then we'll do another round with the PSA Rock just for comparison. Okay, I have another 22 rounds loaded up. We'll see how we continue to function. See if we can't get this to work. Try a couple of different angles with it. And that didn't work. Try further back. That didn't work. Further to the left. Right up close next to it. You need to be down. I don't know. But hey, that whole 22 round, I think there is a little bit of a mag break-in. This is super hard to load these in, especially after you get past 10. It's really hard. You almost need a tool to help load those. My guess is this will wear in, and you saw I had issues on the first magazine. I didn't have any issues on the second magazine. My guess is that's a little bit of break-in. So compare that now, how we fired that with the PSA Rock. Okay, next up we have the PSA Rock. And I have about 8 rounds loaded in here. We'll see how this does. See if I can pick this up, because I have been able to pick up this up in the past. Yeah, a bit more recoil. And it couldn't pick this up either. Maybe there's something to do with today. Yeah, I mean, it's noticeable. I mean, there's not much recoil with this round at all, but definitely more with the PSA Rock. I love this rock. I love the trigger pull on this. It's super short and crisp. The reset is just right there. But this M&P 5.7 has every bit as nice of a trigger, maybe slightly more. And the recoil is definitely less. I'm quite surprised about this. Another thing I'll show in just a minute was I go to the tabletop. I just want to show how thin that M&P is relative to the PSA Rock. I think that's going to make a difference for people that want to do concealed carry with it. Makes it very concealable because it'll sit just flat right up against your body. Okay, I'm going to test out SS198 LF, lead-free, 27 grain F&H round. Let's see if I can capture it on the lab radar. It would help if I set up the lab radar. All right. 2173, 2172, 2166. Just take a quick look at that. Just 3-shot group average of 2171 and standard deviation 4.1. It's only 3-shot group, so I'm going to compare that with the 5.7 SS198 LF. I'm going to compare the M&P with the 5.7 Rock. See if we can get some velocities off of this. Oh, yep. Okay, I wrote it, so don't do that. 2271, 2245, 2236. Okay, let's just take a quick look at that 3-shot group. And that will give us at least some data that we can talk about in the tabletop in terms of velocity comparison. So the average was 2251, standard deviation 17.7, 3-shot group. I'll do more testing on this, but just wanted to take a quick early look at what the chambering of these rounds are, if one's better than the other. We certainly know the Rock is about 0.2 inches longer, so you would expect slightly higher velocities, but we'll get back and take a look. Okay, just looking at the results, our PSA Rock, when we shot the SS198 LF, had an average velocity of 2251 with energy foot-pounds of 304. Comparing that with the M&P 5.7, had an average velocity of 2171 and 283 foot-pounds. I think that may be significant, and I can't account for all of that as the 0.2 inch longer barrel of the Rock. I think the Rock may have a very good lockup, and I'm just wondering if the M&P 5.7 doesn't have as good of a lockup. I don't know if that's enough of a difference to make a difference. I do think getting over that 300 level with the energy foot-pounds gets you in the decent 9mm range, so I think that's going to be important. We'll see how it does with other ammunition that I have, but this was one of the spicier rounds. Overall, I'm very impressed with the M&P 5.7 and the Rock. The M&P 5.7 certainly I feel like maybe is a little bit better shooter in terms of the recoil impulse, but in terms of velocity out of the gun, I think the PSA Rock has to have it. Now, the question to you is whether or not any of this matters. If it's just about the shooting experience, I would say the M&P 5.7 probably has it. I would go with that. But if terminal performance or bullet performance matters, maybe go with the PSA Rock. Please let me know what you think in the comments below. Which gun is right for you? Or are none of these guns right? Or you prefer a 9mm, a 357 SIG, a 10mm? What's your preference? Put it in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe.